There's a few things to keep in mind while some of you out there celebrate the imposition of all these tariffs that are happening today. 99% of businesses in the United States are small businesses, which likely means they cannot absorb the costs of additional tariffs, and they will pass those along to you, the consumer. For example, the 50% tariff on Brazil and their coffee beans. What do you think your small local roaster is going to do when the cost of the green beans they bring in to roast are 50% higher? They can't absorb that cost. It's going to get passed on to you. You like Swiss chocolate? Well, that's 31% more expensive now. You see how arbitrary this is? Doesn't make any sense. Markets are down globally, which makes it very lucrative for people with the means to do so to buy right now. And who knows what's going to happen in the coming days and weeks as these tariffs just sit out there. And this isn't even considering the smaller things that people don't seem to understand have to be imported, like much of our packaging, many of the component parts that go into our vehicles, appliances, whatever. If something is made in America, it doesn't mean all of the parts inside of the item are made in America. This has been gone over so many times. Things are going to get much more expensive. And no, it's not a brief period of time before all of a sudden manufacturing comes back to the United States. It's not brief. Bringing manufacturing back will take years, probably decades. I can tell you, as a small business that shifted dramatically from being a small bakery into a small food manufacturer, that the investment needed to bring back manufacturing here is going to be in the trillions of dollars. Ultimately, as a small business and as someone who deals with customers on a daily basis, I can already tell you what's going to happen. If we are able to survive, we being small businesses that rely on importing in general, there will be pushback from customers as to why we're raising prices, because there's been a failure at the federal level to explain to people what tariffs actually are. So, once again, and for the last time, tariffs are an import tax. If you import an item, you pay the tariff at the point of importing. So, what does that mean? Well, if you import a pallet of, let's say, groceries, and the average price of a case of groceries is $100, and the tariff is 10%, the cost of that case goes up to $110. So, at that point, the business has to make a decision. Are they able to absorb the cost, or do they have to pass it along to the customer? And direct importing is the most simple case here. Many businesses can't afford to direct import because of the cost involved in shipping, first of all. Secondly, the cost of renting a container or an entire ship is a lot. So unless you're selling a ton of imports, you're relying on distributors domestically. So then the domestic distributor needs to make a profit as well. So that 10% tariff all of a sudden makes the cost of the case to the small business even more. So instead of it being, let's say, $110, it's $125 because the distributor needs to make a profit. If you're in retail, you've likely already placed your holiday order. So these tariffs that hit when your holiday order hits the port, now there's going to be another problem where people just can't afford to bring in the stuff that they already ordered. Who's going to be on the hook for that? I don't know. This is something that's unprecedented. Our effective tariff rate has gone from 2.3% up to about 18%. That is a massive increase. And ultimately, it is a tax on the US citizen.